Temperature outside 77. It's a beautiful day. One thing that's really interesting about this bike that I don't have on my 500R is that it tells me the engine temperature here. It'll give me low when it's still warming up, and then once it's at an optimal temperature, it'll then give me the temperature. This is a 2015 Yamaha FZ-07. Again, beautiful black and red. I've only rode it a couple times so far, but really loving it. This is 689 cc's of hooligan fun. Now, of course, I'm not a hooligan, but hell, if you want to be, this is definitely the bike for you. Woohoo! I'm just gonna take it for a fun little ride here, and you can see my reactions with it. Holy hell, this bike is different. Quick background. I usually ride a 2014 CBR500r, Honda CBR500r. I also have a PCX 150, which is a 150cc scooter. And before getting that scooter, I actually started on, come on lady. I actually started on a, let's go this way, a little different, a 50cc Yamaha Zuma. So this is obviously a big jump from the Yamaha Zuma, but I've had a couple bikes in between. I've only had the bike for a couple days now. I still have the PCX 150 and the Honda CBR500r. We'll see if one of those bikes has to go. This is definitely both similar and different than the CBR500r. Obviously, it's a bigger engine. It's faster, it's quicker. It's still a 2-cylinder, upright seating position, really comfortable to ride. Good on fuel. Torquey. A lot more torquey, but not a huge difference in all honesty compared to the 500R if you're taking it easy. But boy, it gets up and goes when you want it to. Other big differences between this and the 500R. This has better brakes. I think it's like dual disc. This is a naked bike, so styling is also different. Some people love naked bikes, some people hate it. That's another difference. This doesn't come with a windshield, so naked bikes completely open from the front. You need to get a windshield from it. The guy I bought it from, he installed the windshield and the Yoshimura fender eliminator. This still is running stock exhaust. It's a really quiet bike. I'll say that's a similarity to the 500R. It's a really quiet bike with the stock exhaust. However, this stock exhaust looks way better than the one that came with my 500R. It actually looks like it belongs on the bike. And once you rev it up, flickability, I have no idea where, actually, let's see, which way should I go? Flickability, you still got that. This is actually a lighter bike, so I find it's actually a little more flickable than my 500R. Fuel economy so far seems to also be pretty good on this bike. I like that the bike tells you if you are in like riding it in an eco-friendly way. I guess that means like you're in a good gear and at good RPMs that you're saving fuel. Fuel indicator seems to be more, or real MPGs seem to be more accurate on this bike compared to my 500R. Like I just saw freaking James, who also has he's a 500R owner, and he was talking about how inaccurate the real-time miles per gallon on that bike are. This seems to be much more accurate. I don't think it gets quite as good fuel economy, but it's relatively close. You can probably get 50 to 60 miles per gallon on this bike. With the CBR500R, I always thought that was the same on that, but Turns out you can get closer to 70 easily on that bike, even when you are cranking the hell out of it. So overall thoughts on this bike? Hell yeah, this is an awesome bike. Expect a lot more content on this bike in the future, guys. 500R isn't going anywhere anytime soon, and I'll still be riding that bike. That's still going to be my primary motorcycle. Even though I'm having a ton of fun on this bike, I still want to say that for this kind of commuting here, like one of those last videos I put up, 500R is still going to be enough. This is just more fun. Honestly, this is just more fun. Do I need this extra power here? No. Hell no. I need to be careful on this bike. But things I'm going to do to the bike, I ordered shorty slip-on or shorty adjustable levers, red, and red rim tape that I'll be installing as well. And because I'm still getting used to the bike and it doesn't have like power modes, not cranking the hell out of the throttle yet, just till I get used to that power. I will say it's not too bad to get used to. In fact, I don't have an issue with it at all. It took me like 5 minutes to get used to that, the friction zone and the difference in throttle. Very smooth bike. The engine braking on this, I didn't know what engine braking really was until I got this bike. Now this bike is super fun, and I'm not even trying to get anything out of it. It's just effortlessly got power everywhere. Put it into neutral. I like that this has a gear indicator. You don't really ever need a gear indicator. Shifting is a lot nicer on this bike. Finding neutral is a lot nicer on this bike as well. The turn signal, I don't really like the turn signals as much. I'm using those. The horn is a teeny little button, which I find is harder to reach. The 500R has a better instrument gauge as far as turn signals and horn go. This has a better computer system up here in terms of telling you all the information about your bike temperature, tripometer. A lot easier to navigate through and understand what's being shown to you. I'm about 5'10". This bike feels a little closer to the ground in terms of seating compared to the 500R. So you can easily still flat foot it. It looks like a taller bike, but it's not. Like, look at this. I'd be like in third gear right now on the 500R. Going 40? Yeah. That was in first gear. Man, I really want to pass this guy and be an asshole, but let's do some highway action on it in a bit. Anyways, for anyone who's considering going from their 500R to another bike, I think the FZ-07 is a perfect spot for it. Other bikes that were considered were the FZ-09, but that was way more money. Yeah, it's more powerful, but I didn't think you really needed it. Honestly, this might be it in terms of all the power you'd need. 500R still does everything I needed to do. Still gets me from point A to point B. Don't think because I have this bike now that everything I said about the 500R does not hold true. It's still true. If anything, this kind of proves my point. Yeah, I have a bigger bike now. But man, I still don't need any more than the 500R, and I'm still going to ride that bike. I'm thinking this could also be a really great commuter compared to the 500R. The bikes are very similar yet very different. And I'll get more into that in like some future review comparing the two. I'm going to try my best not to go completely crazy on the highway with this. Let's keep it tame. As far as this being a good starter bike, not completely convinced about that. It could be if you got some experience and you know that don't go completely apeshit on the throttle. Otherwise, you're going to pull a wheelie first or second gear really easily on this. But anyways, you know what? What I'll do is I'll split these into two. This is probably going to be a good place to leave it off. I'll edit this video, and then you'll see the highway ride in part 2. Stay tuned for that, guys. You'll see me entering the highway now. But until next time, guys, as always, peace.